Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines, the British Challenge with me, Pug Gaming. So if you recall from the last video, we got the main core of the city mapped out. It will be advancing a lot more than what we've already done, but this is the main core of the central part of the city. So next up is to decide which areas are going to be what, and pretty much get involved with a lot more of the detailing aspects, which you know certainly appealed to me. So I thought I'd start at the top. I'm going to do this a bit more logically this time rather than jumping from area to area, which I will say I can't promise I will do, but I'll do my best to at least start in the zone areas and move forward. So the first zone is going to be this top left hand corner. We're going to build from the train station itself and also add in some hotels. There's quite a lot of nice assets now on the workshop for hotels, certainly some UK based ones as well. So we're going to start in this area here and build up really. You may keep noticing that I do keep going to the bottom of the map, and you'll probably notice this strange area of dirt road with lots of random buildings on. Like I said in the last episode, that is purely the buildings that I want to include in this city, and it's there so I don't forget it. So if you keep seeing me in this time lapse running over to that corner, you know why. It's just me collecting some more assets to lay down. So this area is going to be a lot more cram-packed, I guess is the best word to put it. I wanted to make the most of the green areas as I could, just to brighten things up a little bit, because even if I am basing this on MK, there are zones where they do have some grass areas and places for you to stop and stay, but then they do have the huge sort of commercial based warehouses and shopping centre as well. So I'm going to try and accommodate both of those into this design. But to start with, I thought I'd add in a little green area just in front of the train station with a little sort of parky area, I guess, just somewhere nice for you to walk through. It's facing some shops straight away, the train station, which is pretty similar from what I would call as the MK train station. You walk straight out and there's a sort of block of shops right in front of you. And we've also got the Morrisons here in the bottom corner as well, which I think also is very similar to what actually is around the MK train station itself. So I needed to divide up the road and the train tracks themselves. So I decided to start with some sort of bushy areas here just to make things look a little bit more pleasant. But I also move on a bit later on to put in some actual fences around it to make it a little bit more realistic in terms of how a train station would be. It wouldn't just have a bush around it, there would be a fence of some description as well. I was finding it a little bit difficult to sort of work out how to enclose the other side of the station. I think I need to work out what's going over there first before I do that. It may be a case it would be very similar to what I'm doing here on the front of the train station, but I have got space at the back of this station also to build a couple more zones. I'm not sure yet what it's going to be, whether it's going to be industrial or some houses. I'm not quite sure yet, but I have done a bridge underneath it, so we've got some opportunities there to put something in there anyway. So I'm going to leave you with a bit of a time lapse now, just whilst I put down these last few trees, and we'll catch up after. So I did come across a problem here with regards to land value. The shops in front of the train station did not want to stay there very long because the land value is so low in this area. Obviously as this builds up, the land value for the whole zone and whole area will increase, but for the time being they kept disappearing. So I tried to increase it a little bit here with this monument within the park, just to see if that helped things along. It didn't to start with, but I'm sure we'll be able to find a resolution to that a bit later on. So as you can see now, things are starting to shape up a little bit better. We're getting a bit more foliage in here. It's looking a little bit more like a sort of area that I'm hoping to create here by the train station. The next job now was to sort of locate all the hotels and restaurants here, which I placed in this middle section just so I didn't lose them. Again, they won't be staying there, it's just a sort of placement pot for the time being. So these final stages now are pretty much just filling the gaps in here. As you can see, there's a few gaps between the concrete, the road, a bit of grass here as well. So a bit more bush placement here, a bit more tree placement, and we are slowly getting somewhere. It's looking a lot more tidy now that the bushes and trees are in, so I'm very happy with how this is progressing so far. One thing you will notice as well is every time I zoom out you can see how much electricity is lacking in this zone. I kind of forgot that we needed power in this area, and obviously my other two, my small town and the village area, taking the power from the industrial park temporary placement I did, and I didn't bring this over, and I did try and add a few solar panels thinking that will be okay, but obviously this zone needs a lot more power. So I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna do in terms of the power in the long run. I'll probably add something down the bottom end just for the time being to keep things going and to stop these annoying flashing lightning symbols. But we need to have a think about that. Maybe look on the workshop for something else in terms of a power source. I'm not too much of a fan of the oil or gas buildings, but we'll have a look. As you can see here, so you can see a few more of the buildings going down, and there's some very good assets at the moment. We've got some Five Guy restaurants, a Costa Coffee I think there as well. It's really good to see that some of you guys out there actually building these assets, and they are more approachable now for this build for the British Challenge. Previously, before that, it was a lot of American based hotels and sort of restaurants, so now these are coming over and people are creating them for the UK. Well, maybe not for the UK purpose, but certainly for a purpose that I can find within my build. It's certainly helping me a lot, so thank you guys, keep up the good work. And before I finish on this topic of asset building, certainly everyone, a big shout out to Rick 4000. Have a look at his workshop assets. He's got some absolutely amazing models that he's been designing, and they do very well fit the British theme. I assume he's designed them with a bit of British influence anyway, because he's been doing the travel lodges and other UK based buildings, so check him out. He's doing a great job, and keep it up. So we're going to end the episode here, just for tidying up the last few bits here, adding a few more levels to the car parks. Let me know how you think this went. I think it's going okay. I know it's only a small segment in a very large build, but I think we're getting somewhere quickly, and I think next we'll move on to the industrial zone and get some of those down. So thanks for watching everyone. I'll leave you with a few little shots of the city, and I'll see you in the next episode. All the best.